Hey man, say man, it's your boy DAA man, Daalight TV, and I got a story to tell. So some of you may or may not know, in 2015, I was indicted for possession of a controlled substance with intent to distribute, i.e. that hard. What a lot of you don't know is what transpired leading up to my subsequent apprehension by Johnny Law. So let's get into it. So I'm in this little town called Glens Falls, New York, which I'm no stranger to. I actually went to school in a town nearby called Troy, which is like right outside of Albany. If you know, you know. We up there getting money and shit. So basically, how it's set up is it's runners, right? So basically, I'll sit up in the spot, I'll, hit somebody off with a little habit, let me chill in their spot and make my plays. Now, the thing is, I didn't really do anything off of my phone because there's a whole thing like with area codes. Like if they was ever tracking a line, it's like if you're in a 518 area code, but you have a New York City exchange, all of these people who are triangulating or communicating and shit, you know what I'm saying? So like that's that. So just giving y'all the layout of how the thing is structured. So I'm in a spot. I got two spots I'm working out of at this time. So I'm at the alternate spot, which is they know because they told me. They rolled past the spot and asked me if you wanted to stop there and say hi to some of your friends. So it's a spot on North Street and it's a spot on Main. So I was at the spot on Main and I made a play. And a dude came there and it was kind of like he was spending so much bread that I decided to like start dealing with homie like personally, because being that you have fiends running for you, you don't really want them to handle that much product or that much money and shit. You know what I'm saying? So when a person get to a point where they start spending, $1,000, and you know what I'm saying, shit like that, you kind of want to meet that person face to face or whatever, and just make sure that business is always secure. Because a lot of times they be bringing other people's money, so that could be a whole potential another runner. You know what I'm saying, with a whole different access to another social group. So now y'all get the picture of how, a little operation run. So I leave Maine, like I meet the new guy, whatever, we go through what we go through, and, nothing of it. So I leave, so like the guy comes a couple times, and then one time he came and like, it's a house, so like they be in there, doing their thing. So he come in there and I'm in the back room, but I know it's somebody else like in the house that ain't usually there. Walking around, just being comfortable, slip up on my part. I come out, I actually bust a little play, you know what I'm saying? And I make the play. The guy, is there in the living room, but he looked like a fiend, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Well, he actually the police. I don't know at the time, but he the police, like the real police, not an informant, like straight narcotic detective. I leave and I go to the North Street spot. And while I'm up in there, I'm doing my thing, and I get a call from the Main Street spot. And the Main Street spot tell me, hey, some well-dressed gentleman came here looking for somebody named JoJo. Now, what's crazy is, outside of them calling me Light, which they put in the paper, I was telling them off my name was Jason. So I don't know who the fuck JoJo is. You understand that? Why you calling me about some JoJo business? You know what I mean? So then he say, I'm like, oh, all right, well, what they got to do with me? So he was like, yeah, I don't know. He said, but they're gone. We got them out of here. So I'm like, got them out of here? So after he tell me that strange shit, he go and say, well, I got some people here that want to see you for something. So I'm like, see me for something? Nigga, you just told me in this hick-ass town that some well-dressed gentleman came here looking for somebody, and you had to get rid of him. And now you telling me to pull up to the spot? My gut instantly, like, you know what I mean, just kick in, like, nigga, get the fuck out of here. But I ain't panic, I ain't freak out, I ain't say nothing, I ain't even question him or make him think I was suspicious that he might be doing some setup shit. I tell bro I'm coming. You understand what I'm saying? So that way, like, they'll just be sitting there waiting for me to pop up. And to make it even sweeter, I told them, like, I was gonna walk there, and it's a little walk. You understand what I'm saying? He should have got a red flag for that shit. Meanwhile, while that happened, just following my gut, I tell the dude, I'm like, yo, I gotta go make a run. I don't even really tell him what the fuck I got going on. You understand what I'm saying? Because I don't know what he got going on. And if they all in cahoots, like. So basically, I call a cab. Now they got 3 cabs out there. I'm gonna try to remember them all, but I remember one was Tri-County, one was yellow, and I think the other was black and white. If it wasn't called black and white, it was the black and white cab. But I'm kind of like bordering Hudson Falls, which is another town, but they practically like 5 minutes. It's like one fucking street that separate that shit for real. So anyway, I kicked Tri-County, and I had Tri-County drive me downtown, like Glen Falls, and there's a street called Warren. They got a convention center, and it's a fucking Burger King, like in the center. But all the cab companies and the Greyhound station is down there. So it's the damn precinct and the hospital, all that, like small town shit. Just picture it, right? So I get down there. So when I get down there, whatever and shit, I go inside of the Burger King, and I go inside the bathroom because I wasn't gonna stay in that spot and be like a shitting duck in case they knew where I was at. So I go inside the bathroom or whatever, and I start like putting everything away, like getting shit situated, because I got money and I still got work on me. So I'm in there, whatever, I'm doing the count or whatever and shit like that. And I'm moving so fast, like I made little mistakes that I thought about later and shit, like, you know, as they happen. But I'm just like, I'm super paranoid, all kind of shit. Bro, how the fuck I forget to like lock the door? So like when I'm in here and I'm trying to sort out all this money, somebody just opened up the fucking door. Thank God I ain't had no dope, like, you know what I'm saying, and none of that shit out, cause that was easy. Like, just put it all in one bag. And I had like a pair of basketball shorts under my sweatpants and shit. So what I did was I would tie it like on a string, but you can't like see it. So if anybody was chasing me, or if I had to get rid of that shit, like I could just literally pull the string and it would just drop. You get what I'm saying? Without my hand touching it or nothing. You know what I mean? Like, so it's a whole play or whatever. So now, once I get situated, everything cool, I cross the street and I go to the yellow cab. I asked them these, I say, how much for a cab ride to Saratoga Springs? And I forgot what they told me and shit. It might have been like $50, $60, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Nothing crazy. So I take the cab out there, whatever, and shit like that. And I have them drop me off at the Saratoga Greyhound station, which is right next to the Amtrak. Nigga, when I get to the Greyhound station, I'll peep the play. I'm not gonna take the Greyhound because if the police are chasing me like that, then that means that they could just let me get on the Greyhound, like, cause there's cameras all in that bitch. They could let me get on the Greyhound, make it to my destination, and then just pop out on me right at Port Authority. You know what I'm saying? When I think I made it home safe. You know what I mean? Like, that's the bullshit. Like, a lot of niggas got jammed up like that. You know? So my plan is I go inside the Greyhound station up and I buy a ticket to New York City. right? Because now, if nothing else, the Tri-County cab told them that they dropped me off downtown Glens Falls, right? So if they figure that out or whatever and shit, it's like, cool. Now, if they make it to the yellow cab is just gonna say they dropped me off at Saratoga Springs. When I get to Saratoga Springs, if they ask any questions and shit like that, as far as the person knows, I bought a ticket. They'll have record of me buying the ticket. You know what I mean? And so they would just assume that I get to New York at a certain amount of time. I just know that it's gonna take me way longer. You understand what I'm saying? So the idea, usually when people try to outrun somebody, they try to like be ahead of them. I just chose to let the motherfuckers run ahead of me. And then I just, you know what I'm saying, like took the long way. So I leave the Greyhound and it's a city bus. You know what I'm saying? Like a local Saratoga Springs bus. But that shit will take you all the way to Schenectady, New York. When I get to Schenectady, I transfer to another bus because Schenectady is not that far from Albany at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Troy, like it literally runs all through there. So I take the Schenectady bus and then I just take that shit all the way to Albany. Now, time is flying, bro. Like, it's amount of hours. It's blistering fucking cold. It was just a blizzard. We're talking like February, right? Now, what's interesting about this whole day is my first nephew was born on this day. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is the whole crazy shit. So this is why I remember it. It's February 17th. It's actually the day that I bust that shell and did like all of this running. Right? So I'm on the bus to Schenectady or whatever. This shit taking a little minute. And I'm trying to get to Albany on like Central to catch the Chinese bus, right? You know, Chinese bus. Y'all know what the fuck going on. So look, the Chinese bus ain't no record. You just pay cash, you get on the bus. And most of the time you waiting outside. There ain't no cameras in there, and if it is, they ain't recording shit. You know what I'm saying? That's probably for sure. So I get on the bus and, you know, everything cool. Bro, I almost missed it because it's like banks of snow and I'm running in the snow. Bro, I felt like how Forrest Gump was running, you know what I'm saying, before the braces broke off. Like that, you know what I'm saying, in the goddamn snow, trying to catch this bus because I don't want to be stuck in Albany. I got places I could go, but I don't know how much they know about places I might go, people I'm associated with. I don't know who's telling for real. Like, you know what I'm saying, all kind of shit. I just know something ain't right and police is probably on my ass. So I make it to the bus. Cash homie out. I go, I sit in the back. And I'm just like, yo, come on. Pull the fuck off, let's get out of here, and everything. Nigga, I'm on the bus. Why did this African dude, he start tripping about something and he get into it with a guy, like, you know what I mean, who basically is on the same shit I was on. I could tell. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he might not have been on the run, but, you know, you could tell he in the streets, he's doing his thing. So, the nigga, they get into it. And then, like, really start causing the scene and shit like that. And the guy, the African dude, say, you street guy. He said, I work. He said, I work. He said, I'm not street. He said, I'm not gangster like you. And so he's like, yo. And so everybody looking at this nigga like, yo, bro, you're not supposed to say shit like that on a bus like this. Everybody knows why you're there. You might be here going back and forth from New York City to work, and this is just a cheap way to travel. It is some legit motherfuckers on that bus. But like, man, come on, dog. You know? So anyway, they packed that shit up or whatever. You know, it got like nipped in the bud. Cause I'm like, damn, bro. Don't let me have made it all this way not getting caught. Mind you, bro, I'm still dirty as shit. Why I kept the work and all that shit, I don't know. Greed, I guess. You understand what I'm saying? But I had the twerk and the money, bro. So I'm like, bro, I done made it this far with all of this shit. Please do not let the reason why I get jammed up is because the police come on this bus for some shit that ain't even got nothing to do with me. So the bus start going down and shit. And I make it down to the city and shit. I keep my phone off practically until I get to 34th Street, like Herald Square, because that's where they drop you off at. You know what I'm saying? That's where the big Macy's is at. That's where they shop Miracle on 34th Street for all my out of New Yorkers. I get off the bus there. I put myself up in a little cheap, like little motel and shit. I don't even stay the whole night. It's a spot in Harlem, like I want to say on like 53rd, like around like Bradhurst area or some shit. It used to be called the Harlem Vista. I don't know what the fuck they call it now, but I came down there. At one point, you used to be able to rent that shit by the night, but now it's only by the hour. So it was $20 an hour or some shit like that. And I paid for like 5 hours in there. Like I just threw them boys 100. You know what I'm saying? Like got up in there, and just stayed the night just to wait to see what happened. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know if they knew where I lived at, all this other shit. Bro, nothing happened. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not that I'm aware of that has anything to do with anything. Nothing happened for 6 months. You know what I'm saying? And basically, one morning I was getting up. I had an appointment to go out to Philly. Before I could go across the street to do my bacon, egg, and cheese routine and all that, knock at the door. It's the goddamn police, bro. They sold me a line of bullshit. They said that detective from Jersey wanted to holler at me and all this shit. And, you know, I started thinking, because, you know, I ran around Jersey a little bit, but I hadn't done anything in Jersey at that time in shit over a decade, nigga. So, you know, I was like, damn, bro, like, what the fuck could have happened? You know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of half-ass believing it, but I don't believe it all the way, you know? And so they booked me, they go through the whole thing, and then they asked me if I am who I am, and I said, shit, I hope so. Because with me, the right to remain silent is exactly what the fuck it is, bro. Like, I'm not even finna admit who I am. You understand what I'm saying? Like, in that type of scenario and shit like that. Fuck that. You came all the way over here and shit. I hope you got the right name. I hope you don't. Like, if you had the wrong name, I hope you had the wrong name. I'd have sued this shit out them boys. And what's crazy is they didn't take me to any county jail and shit like that, because Staten Island don't really have like a county jail. Like, they'll run you through the court and then they'll take your ass to like the Tombs or Rikers Island, you know what I'm saying? Some shit like that. So they don't book me because they really got nothing in Richmond County to book me on. My indictment in Washington County is sealed. This is what takes so long, because now the last time that I was out there, you know, I was still living in Cali. How I ended up in Cali is a whole nother story in itself and shit. Drop it in the comments if y'all want me to tell that story. Some California stories or whatever and shit. We'll definitely get that popping. But anyway, back to the point. They got me in this van. They riding around Staten Island. They don't have me booked. So my people's looking for me. Like, they calling all these different jails to see if they have me in custody and shit, and nobody got no answers. You feel me? So now, you know, they looking at it borderline like a nigga kidnapped. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how it was. And I was in the back of that van. They had me at Edgewater Plaza, and the police from Glens Falls, they you know, they met them in the parking lot and they swapped me out of the van. Like, you know what I'm saying? The parking lot put me in a little SUV cruiser. And when he sat me in there, he said the name of the town on the side of the car, you recognize it? I said, bro, I wasn't even paying attention. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. He said, Hudson Falls. He said, you ever been there? So when he said that, I just like, oh, shit. In my mind, like, I'm not giving nothing away, but in my mind, it's like, yo, there's only one reason I've ever gone up there. So, you know, I knew what time it was. He said, I know all about you. He said, I've been waiting 7 years to put a face to your names and all that shit. And he said names. Because all the years I've been fucking around up there, I always had a different, thing going on. And, he said he had a sealed indictment for 2 sales of a controlled substance. And I'm kind of pissed because I'm like, which substance? You understand what I'm saying? When that motherfucker said Main Street and Danielle, I said, whew. Like, I was still tripping off of the fact, like, okay, I'm about to go and have to shit, you know what I mean? But I was just glad that it was the Main Street activity and it wasn't no other spot that I was fucking with. You understand what I'm saying? Like, cause that, I knew what it was. So basically, we take the ride up. They trying to ask me all kind of questions. They asked me about niggas in the city, like gang members and shit. And I'm not even in no gang. So I'm just like, nah, yeah, I don't gang bang and shit. And then they like, well, who you work for? All this other, like all this stupid shit. So we take this trip. And these dudes is funny because they sit here, I guess they did some research on Staten Island and shit. And we have a lot of famous Italian restaurants out here. And so I guess they did their homework and they wanted to go and get them a taste of the island. You know what I'm saying? So they asked me where this shit is at. And I'm like, bro, I ain't finna tell y'all. Like, I ain't got nothing to say. Like, I take that right to remain silent shit very serious. So anyway, they get their little food and shit. They asked me if I wanted anything. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Cause it always starts like that, right? Some food, a cigarette, whatever. So, we take the ride up there. We finally make it to the station. We sitting in the car before we go in there. He say, you could help yourself out if you could give some information. It might be like a dirty home attendant who's, like running drugs and all this other shit. And he said, because everybody's telling on you. So he just basically let me know who told him. But you kind of let me know who told on me when you came and arrested me, when you said the address I was at and the girl Danielle. And this is why I say that snitching shit, bro. Like, if you think, like, all that witness protection shit, like, yeah, the feds got those resources, and you got to give them a big fist for that. Because, like, they'll throw your stupid ass on the streets with just a paycheck and some relocation costs. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and then you just on your own. So, it's like, bro, like, they'll just throw your ass in arm's way or whatever and shit because they really wanted me to tell on the people who were telling on me. Because it's like, yeah, I'm the drug dealer and all this shit, right? But they the guys, they the people who be letting these out of town guys come in their house and hustling shit. So as much as they could take 1,000 meals off of the streets up there, it'll always be one of these junkie motherfuckers that will let you post up in their crib and do your thing. So, that's that was the thing, whatever. And as much as they were fiends and they were already telling on me, and I know a lot of these new wave niggas, would say, "Oh, I wasn't talking, they telling on me." So like, thing. Listen, bro, 2 rats don't make a real nigga. Like how they say 2 wrongs don't make a right, 2 rats don't make a real nigga. You feel me? So yeah, I just wasn't with all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And they realized pretty quick. I mean, it got to the point, bro, they showed me a picture of me the day that I made the sale, like up close, like this, like, you know what I'm saying? And they said, you know who that is? I'm like, nah. I said, I'm legally blind and shit. I said, I have a hard time seeing. Denying every fucking thing. But hey, this is the first episode. Daalight got a story to tell. How I outran the police. Using buses and trains. Made it back with all the work, all the bread. Wow. You know what I'm saying? ran around with doing my thing for like 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't gonna go back up there, but you know, sometimes like you could just slip out and motherfuckers just be like, oh, we missed him. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it just be done with. You know what I'm saying? Like, that motherfucker wasn't playing. Like, they missed me the first time, they were gonna get me the second time. And that they did. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's your boy Daalight. Daalight TV. Daalight got a story to tell. I got a lot of stories to tell. So if y'all want some more of these stories, if y'all want to hear about what I went through in the Washington County Jail, definitely got some funny stories. They kind of tough guy stories in a sense, but it's more comical because of like how it played out. Because if anybody's been to the Washington County Jail, it's not really that hectic in there. Like, you know, you might have a fight and shit here, but it ain't really like crazy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, definitely get in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. If y'all got any questions and shit, you know what I'm saying? I can come back and answer some questions, etc., etc. But it's your boy Daalight, Daalight TV, the end.